Okay, hello, it is Lissy. It is Monday, June 15th. I'm back from Beverly Hills, and this is unusual. This is the end of day, very little makeup. I was tired this morning. I got back late last night from my trip. It's raining and gross out. I just came in from the rain. But anyway, I figured I would take the time just to finish updating you on my trip since it was so much fun. And I really only gave you I did a quick video while I was there, but I don't know why I didn't do more. You know how it is. You're just out living your life, doing your thing, and the videos just weren't in the program. But anyway, so I got there last Wednesday. We took an early morning flight, and I have to say each flight to and from was early by like a half an hour, which was awesome. So we were there and at the hotel by like 12 or 12:30 on Wednesday. Now, last year I went the same time, pretty much the same days last year, and it was gorgeous, like blue skies, sunny. Never heard of this June gloom, whatever they call it. But apparently we were there for June gloom, which meant it was pretty crappy. Wasn't raining, because God knows they need the rain, but it was just like gray, maybe a little drizzly, foggy, and then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, blue skies and sun. So anyway, so we got there on, Wednesday. We were staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. We had a fun lunch at the Polo Lounge outside in their back garden there, which is so pretty. So we had celebrity sightings pretty much every day, no matter where, at least every day we saw someone. So at lunch at the Polo Lounge, we saw Becky Newton. Remember, she was the crazy little receptionist on Ugly Betty? So we spotted her. We had a fun, the three of us, we had 2 bottles of wine at lunch, because what else were we going to do? Checked into the room, and then it got nice enough to go sit out at the pool. Then where did we go to dinner? Oh, then we went to dinner Wednesday night at Chateau Marmont. That I don't really recommend. I wouldn't go. I mean, I know it's one of those iconic places, to go. I would maybe say go there for a drink. The dinner, I should say, the food was really good. I was surprised because my expectation was not that the food would be good. But what I liked less was I just didn't really like the atmosphere. Like, it was crowded. The table wasn't ready when it was supposed to. They were going to put us at one of the little tables inside, like in the kind of loungy, couchy area, but it's not really conducive to eating. Then there's this other room that's too bright. So then we ended up outside, which is where it's really nice to sit at a good table. But, after like 3 moves. So I don't really need to go back there unless I just go for drinks. Then Thursday was the day, we pretty much didn't have plans. So we went to Neiman Marcus because, Alicia works for Neiman, so she wanted to check it out. So we basically did a few laps around Neiman's, a few laps around Barney's, and then we had lunch reservations at the Ivy. And I love having lunch at the Ivy. It's just so pretty, like all the kind of cottagey ceramics with all the beautiful roses. It's just such a pretty spot. So we had a fun lunch there. And then we went back to the hotel. The sun finally came out. Yeah, the sun did come out that day, I think. And we had a couple hours. So basically the routine was every day around 3 or 4 o'clock, we'd go to the pool for a couple hours. And then that night was the night I filmed the video. We had dinner at Craig's. So I told you all about that. We saw, the cast of those Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. Not that I watched that show. We saw Kyle Richards, her husband, her daughter, and Faye Resnick from the Beverly Hills Housewives. And then the woman whose name, I don't know why her name always escapes me. She was Lily in Gossip Girl. You know who I'm talking about. We saw her all at once. And then the next day, Friday, we had a rental car. And this is where the weather was really disappointing because we rented a convertible. We were driving up to Malibu. You want that to be a nice day. But we drove to Malibu anyway. We had lunch at Jeffrey's, which is nicer if it's nice out, but nevertheless fun. Drove up and down some of the canyon roads there. It's just so beautiful. And then Friday night, we had dinner at Terrine, which was also really fun. It's a West Hollywood restaurant. I think it's relatively newish. Maybe it's been open 6 months or so. And there we saw Oh, Chef Ludo, I don't remember his Lefebvre, or I don't know. But he's on one, some of the cooking shows and stuff. He might have been on Top Chef. That was our sighting. Oh, and I should rewind. Before dinner, we had drinks in the Polo Bar, in our hotel. And we were talking to another friend of ours who was out there, filling her in on the night before at Craig's, how we saw, all these like celebrities or quasi-celebrities. And I could see this woman sitting. We were at a little table in the bar area, and I could see this woman sitting at the bar. And when you can tell someone's ears perk up when they hear you talking? Well, I said to Alicia, I said, you probably should keep, because she kept saying Kyle Richards' names and talking about the night before. I'm like, I think that's Kathy Hilton. And, Kathy Hilton is Kyle Richards' sister. Alicia's like, oh, no, she's just some tourist at the bar. I'm like, I don't think so. So I Googled the picture of Kathy Hilton, showed it to Alicia. I'm like, that's her. And it was. So anyway, Terrene was really fun. We sat out on the back patio. They tried to seat us inside. We insisted. They were kind enough to accommodate us. And it was really it was so nice out. And it was just... So, the food was good, the service was good. We had a really fun time. So that was Friday. Saturday, we were supposed to take the car to Laguna Beach. But the weather wasn't so nice, and it's an hour and a half each way, and we thought, not really worth it. So we ended up just driving, up and down, Mulholland Drive, which is just a neat drive. The views are incredible. And then we drove all through, up high into Bel Air. Then we wanted to try to get a view of the Hollywood sign, and there's this, it's kind of like a mall or a shopping center at Hollywood and some other street. And you can see the Hollywood sign, but, whatever. I wouldn't really recommend it. It was totally touristy. It's over in that, in the area where the Chinese theater is, and that theater where they have the Dolby Theater, which used to be the Kodak Theater or whatever, where they have the Oscars. So going over there was not really my favorite. Then we had lunch at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, remember from Pretty Woman, which is actually a Four Seasons hotel. We had lunch there. The food was good. It was very, expensive, way overpriced. Lots of the places we went to were overpriced, but this was particularly overpriced. And then our last night, Saturday night, we had dinner at the Sunset Tower Bar, which is we went there last year, and it's just such a fun, you meet people kind of in the business everywhere you go. At Craig's, we met some guy, while we were at the bar waiting to sit at our table, who was so, telling us about what he does. He's up one day, he's down the next. It's just but everybody's somehow in the entertainment industry. We met some guy at the bar, at the Sunset Tower Bar, before we sat down to dinner, who was telling us he lives in Malibu, but he also spends part of his time in Vegas because he now plays professional poker. He said he's 51 and he retired at 45. I'm like, well, what did you do to retire at 45? I was in the adult entertainment business. I was like, that's interesting. But anyway, we had a really fun dinner there, and we were seated at a table next to Joan Van Ark. Depending on your age, you may or may not know who she is. She was one of those actresses from the 80s, I don't know, one of the Knots Landing or Dallas type shows. I can't remember which show she was in. And then that was really it. Sunday morning, we basically had breakfast. And in the Beverly Hills Hotel, there's this little kind of lunch counter kind of place where we had breakfast every morning. And lo and behold, we were seated right next to Barbara Corcoran, who is on Shark Tank. So that was really the trip. Okay, so that was the trip. The one other thing I wanted to mention, and I may film a video and show you guys a few things. So I'm selling some stuff. I have a closet on Poshmark. It's an app. You can find me there if you're interested in buying any stuff I'm getting rid of. And you can feel free to email me directly if you want to just deal with me directly and not through the Poshmark app if you see anything there you want. But I was thinking what I might do is, not today, but maybe I would film a video and show you guys some of the stuff that I'm selling. And if you're interested, you can let me know. I've just got too much. I've been the last few months I've been really good. You may notice I'm not showing you anything new. I haven't really been buying very much, by my standards. I usually am constantly buying. But I have so much stuff. When my mother was here a few weeks ago, she's like, I don't know how you girls get ready. You have so many choices. And she's right. It's like really sometimes impossible. So anyway, and actually I'll show you, this shirt is a perfect example of something I haven't worn probably in like over a year. So let me get up quickly and show you what I'm wearing. Okay, so this is a Rebecca Taylor tunic that I bought like last year or the year before in Charleston at this really cute shop called Hamden Clothing. I love it. I also sometimes wear it. I have an old J. Crew like pencil skirt that's exactly this color. It looks really cute, but it was rainy and gross out today, so I didn't want to wear a skirt. These are just Reese trousers, and then just my classic nude rock studs you could see. And I carried the Celine bag today. And because it's raining, I wore the Burberry trench. And then the only other thing to show you is I've got on a couple Hermes bangles. So that's it. I'll be back at you soon. I hope you're having a good week. Bye.